Did you know that a common food, which many men consume every day, may be increasing their prostate silently, and in just 2 weeks? It seems exaggeration, but it is not. Doctors are shocked by the effects this ingredient has caused on the male body, especially in men over 40. And the frightening is that he's probably on your plate right now. That's right. You may be contributing unknowingly to the increase of your prostate and to the risk of serious problems such as urinary difficulties, constant inflammation, and even prostate cancer. If you are a man and are over 40 years old, this video may be the most important content you will watch today. And if you feel that desire to urinate several times a day, especially at night, difficulty completely emptying the bladder, pain when urinating, or even changes in your sex life, so this warning is even more urgent. What you will find now may be the explanation behind these symptoms and is directly related to your daily diet. Many men think they are taking care of their health. Just go to the gym from time to time or take a natural supplement, and everything is resolved. But the truth is that the enemy may be disguised as practical food. That quick option for breakfast, afternoon snack, or dinner may be sabotaging the health of your prostate day after day. And we're not talking about something rare or hard to find. We are talking about a product that is on the shelves of all supermarkets, which appears in advertisements all the time and that you may have eaten in the last 24 hours. Science has already found that certain types of processed foods cause an increase in body inflammation, and the prostate is one of the most sensitive regions of this type of impact. The result? The gland begins to swell, press the urethra, alter the urinary flow, and cause silent discomfort, which only get worse over time. But what no one tells you is what is the true villain behind it. The food that is affecting thousands of men every day. The same food that led experts to affirm, with all letters, this may be accelerating prostate growth like we have never seen before. And the most curious, and at the same time scary, is that because it is common, cheap, and easy to prepare, almost no one suspects the damage it can cause. It's like an invisible poison that you consume with pleasure, believing that you are just killing hunger. But in fact, it is feeding a much more dangerous problem. The increased prostate, also known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, HPB, reaches millions of men in Brazil and worldwide. And even though it is a common condition, many only perceive symptoms when they are already living with pain, discomfort, and insecurity. But calm down. There is still time to change this scenario. But for that, you need to know exactly what is happening. And what is this food that is sabotaging your health silently? If you have already felt urinary discomfort, drop-in sexual performance, or simply want to protect yourself before it is late, pay attention to what comes next. Because what you will find out now can get rid of pain, unnecessary medical appointments, and even surgeries in the future. And before revealing this dangerous food, I want to know, have you ever felt a strange symptom in recent months? How, for example, wake up several times at night to urinate? Or that feeling that the bladder never completely emptied? Identified? So comment below, I already felt it, or I'm going through this now. Your experience can help other men who are facing the same problem, but have not yet noticed the signs. This exchange is very important. Here we build a community of men who want to take care of each other, prevent and live with a better quality of life. Then comments, share your experience, and enjoy this support space. And look, if this content is making you reflect and open your eyes, already leave your like down here. Not only does this help me to know that I'm on the right track, but also makes YouTube show this video to more men who need to hear this urgent warning. Of course, you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because I will bring much more content like this, with serious information, direct to the point and based on evidence, about prostate health, food, prevention, and everything you need to know to take care of your body without depending on last-minute medicine or scare. Now take a deep breath and get ready, because next minute I will tell you what food is inflating the prostate of thousands of men, because doctors are so worried about it, and what you can do to protect yourself simply and naturally. Stay with me, because the revelation can surprise you. The most alarming is that even with all these signs, most men simply ignore. It goes there. You think it's age, which is normal, only it is not. This normality is precisely what makes the situation get worse without you realizing it. And you know what else? Many of these symptoms, such as increased urinary frequency, that weak jet when urinating, The feeling of always full bladder or even that discomfort in the pelvic region. They may be directly related to something you put on your plate every day, thinking you are just hunger. But in fact, it is feeding a silent, progressive, and highly dangerous problem. The increased prostate, known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, is one of the most common conditions among men over 45, and it doesn't start overnight. This increase may take months or even years to develop while you live with light but insistent symptoms. One trip to the bathroom, a subtle difficulty of starting urinary flow, a slight feeling that something is not right. But these small signs are, in fact, the first shouts of your body asking for help, asking for attention. And the most impressive, or rather the most revolting, is that many of these cases could be avoided with a simple change in eating habits. That's right. The big villain may be in his routine, in your breakfast, in your quick snack, in that practical meal you consume thinking that you are saving time but in fact shortening your quality of life. Science has pointed out that foods rich in saturated fat, excess salt, artificial preservatives and chemicals present in ultra-processed foods trigger inflammatory processes throughout the body, and the prostate, being a sensitive gland, is one of the first to suffer the effects of this. You may be thinking, but I just once in a while. And that's where the danger lives, because the effect does not come with a single bite, but with repetition, with the habit. A sandwich here, a frozen lasagna there, that sausage at Sunday lunch, the sausage you put on bread every morning. The accumulation of these choices is what generates chronic inflammation, increased prostate, and in some cases, even the risk of evolution for more serious diseases such as prostate cancer. Of course, no one wants to hear that. It is uncomfortable. It is even annoying to think that what you like to eat may be harming your health. But we need to face the truth. And the truth is that your body is warning you, either through discomfort when urinating, the constant desire to go to the bathroom, the fall in the libido, or even the difficulty to maintain an erection. And all this may be coming from within, a silent inflammatory process fueled every day by choices that seem harmless, but they are not. What most worries doctors is the trivialization of symptoms. Many patients only seek help when the situation is critical, when the prostate is already so increased that medicines do not have the same effect, when surgery becomes the only alternative. But what if you could avoid all this now? What if it was enough to know the enemy and change some habits to resume control of your health? The good news is that it is possible. But before you get to solutions, you need to open your eyes to the problem. And maybe you are wondering, why no one has ever spoken it so clearly? Because it is easier to treat the consequence of preventing the cause. The food industry profits from ultra-processed foods. The pharmaceutical industry profits from medicines to treat symptoms. But who profits from prevention? Who wins with your health up to date? Almost no one. So if you are here watching this video, you are already a few steps ahead of the majority, because you are looking for information. You are seeking to understand what is really happening inside your body. It is seeking to take care of itself. And this is the greatest sign of intelligence and responsibility a man can have. Now, I want you to think for a second. Would you be willing to exchange a food that harms your prostate for an alternative that can protect it? Would you be able to give up momentary pleasure to avoid years of suffering in the future? The answer is within you. And in the next few minutes, I will show you clearly what this food is, because it is so dangerous, and how you can start taking care of your prostate naturally and effectively from today. But before I follow, I want to propose something for you. If this content has already made you rethink your diet, if you have had any of these symptoms I have said so far, or if you know someone who goes through it, comments down here. You can write, I already felt it, I'm going through this now, or I want to take care of myself before it's late. This will help me understand who is together on this journey, and most importantly, I help other men who will read your comment and realize that they are not alone. You may not even know, but a simple comment of yours may be the trigger that another man needed to change his own life. So let's go to the point. The great villain who is silently sabotaging the health of his prostate has name, smell, taste, and, unfortunately, is present in the food routine of millions of men. These are the processed meats. That's right, those foods that look practical, delicious, and harmless, such as sausage, ham, mortadella, salami, industrialized turkey breast, and sausage embedded. They all have something in common. They are inflammatory bombs that, when consumed frequently, cause a true attack silent to their body. And the prostate, being an extremely sensitive gland to inflammatory processes, is one of the first to suffer the consequences. What happens is that these products are loaded with preservatives, dyes, nitrite, nitrates, excess saturated fat, and an absurd amount of sodium. When you consume these substances daily, even in small quantities, they accumulate in your body and generate a state of chronic inflammation. And this inflammation is the perfect fuel for increased prostate. In other words, you may be igniting your prostate a little every day, with every bite, every snack, every slice of ham on the breakfast bread, without even imagining the evil you are doing. Serious scientific studies have already confirmed this impact. Research by renowned universities such as Harvard and institutions such as the American Cancer Society have been warning for years. Men who regularly consume processed meats have a significant risk of developing prostate problems, from benign prostatic hyperplasia to more severe paintings such as chronic prostatitis or to prostate cancer. And the most impressive is the speed with which this can happen. Some evidence shows that within 2 weeks of continuous consumption, it is already possible to observe changes in hormonal balance, inflammatory markers, and even prostate response to oxidative stress. That is, you may be causing real and harmful changes in your body in a matter of days. And maybe you're thinking, but I've always ate sausage since I was little. Never hurt me. And that's where the danger is, because the effects do not appear from 1 hour to the next. They accumulate. These are years of silent inflammation, years of repeated aggression, until the body begins to give signs. And usually when this happens, the problem is already installed. Prostate inflammation is not an isolated event. It is part of a continuous and silent process that gains strength over time. And the basis of all this is, in most cases, in bad dietary habits that seem harmless. And do you know what is most absurd? These foods are often sold as healthier, light or fat options just by containing less calories or using more attractive names in packaging. But the truth is that even the famous turkey breast, which many people consume believing being making a healthy choice, is an ultra-processed embedded. It carries the same inflammatory agents as other more obvious sausages, such as mortadella or sausage. The problem is not just in fat. It is in the way these foods are prepared, conserved, and industrially manipulated. In addition, there is an aggravating factor. When you heat these meats, especially in the microwave or frying, the nitrite present in them can become highly toxic and potentially carcinogenic compounds. And you, unknowingly, are eating this thinking you are just doing a snack. Is it, or is it not, an invisible poison? That sausage on the weekend barbecue, the sausage at hot dog with their children, the salami on bread with cheese. All that seems innocent can actually be shortening your prostate health. You thought it was just a quick snack, but now you understand that the impact goes far beyond hunger. It goes straight at the root of its vitality, performance, and longevity. And here it is important to reinforce one thing. The problem is not eating once in a lifetime on a special occasion. What is hurting you is the frequency. It is the daily habit. It is the silent and repetitive routine that inflames your body day after day. The human body has an incredible capacity of regeneration and balance, but it needs favorable conditions for it. And if you insist on putting wrong fuel on your engine, 1 hour it will crash, and the prostate is one of the first to scream for help. Another important thing, many men ask me if just cut these foods to improve prostate health. And the answer is that yes, cutting the consumption of these foods is a fundamental step. But the true transformation come when you replace these inflammatory options with anti-inflammatory foods, rich in antioxidants, vitamins and minerals that help detoxify the body and keep the prostate healthy. But calm down, we'll talk about it later. For now, it is essential that you understand the gravity of what we are talking about here. This is not a nutritional terrorism. This is aware of awareness, to show what is really behind the prostate increase that has been taking the sleep of so many men. Maybe now you are reflecting on your habits. Maybe you're remembering the ham sandwich you ate yesterday, or that sausage at the weekend lunch. And that's fine. The important thing is that now you know. And when you know, you can choose. You can change. You can act before the problem advances. If you are feeling impacted by this information, I want to invite you to be part of a movement of men who decide to take care of health with conscience, responsibility, and attitude, of men who no longer want to live in fear, with ignored symptoms or ashamed to talk about their own body. Write here in the comments if you already consume any of these foods in your daily life, if you have had increased prostate symptoms, or simply put the sentence, "I will take care of my prostate." This already shows that you are in control, that you are present. That is committing yourself to yourself. Now that you have understood the deep impact that certain foods can have on your prostate, it's time to talk about what really matters, what you can do from today to protect your health and avoid future complications. And before you think you need radical diets, expensive medicines, or impossible changes, breathe, because solutions are much simpler and more affordable than you think. In fact, the secret is in the details, in small daily choices that, when made with consciousness, create a powerful effect on your body. And that's where the magic comes from: prevention. The first and most important attitude you can take is to reduce the consumption of ultra-processed foods, especially those rich in sodium, artificial preservatives, and saturated fats. Everything that is packed, full of ingredients difficult to pronounce, was usually not done thinking about your health, much less the health of your prostate. Do you know that little snack pack, that frozen lasagna, that ready-to-glutamate seasoning, or that cold soda that seems harmless? They may be feeding inflammation on your body without you noticing. And inflammation is the first step towards increasing the prostate, pain, the difficulty of urinating, and even for the emergence of more serious diseases. But here is the good news. If on the one hand, certain foods ignite, on the other, there are foods that disinflame. And they are the ones you need to bring to your daily life more often. The first on the list is tomato. It is rich in lycopene, a substance with strong antioxidant power that has direct action on prostate health. Studies have already shown that regular lycopene consumption can help reduce prostate size and even protect against cancer cellular mutations. The ideal is to consume the boiled or natural sauce tomatoes, because it increases the release of lycopene in the body. Another powerful ally is broccoli. In addition to being an excellent source of fiber, it has compounds called sulforaphans, which act directly on liver detox and cell protection. And when your liver is working well, your whole body responds better, including the prostate. Broccoli helps to balance hormones, reduces excess estrogen, which may be related to prostatic increase, and strengthens the immune system. You should also consider including pumpkin seeds on your menu, which are a rich source of zinc, a fundamental mineral for the healthy functioning of the prostate. Zinc acts directly on testosterone production, hormonal balance, and fighting inflammation. Best of all, a small portion is enough a day, a tablespoon, to start feeling the benefits over time. You can eat pure, toast, salads, or even mixed seeds. Another food with powerful and extremely accessible anti-inflammatory effect is green tea. It is rich in catechins, substances that help protect cells from the prostate, reducing oxidative stress and inhibiting disordered cell growth. In addition, green tea has a slight natural diuretic effect, which helps improve urinary flow and relieve that discomfort of not being able to empty the bladder completely. Taking a cup of green tea a day can already be a transformative habit. But as important as knowing what to include, it is knowing how to combine and the constancy. It's no use having green tea one day and eating sausage on the other, or eat broccoli for lunch and ham at dinner. Balance is constructed frequently and consciousness, and you don't have to cut everything at once. Start slowly decreasing which inflames and increasing what heals. Feeling changes in your body, watching how you feel more energy, more disposition, more control of your urinary health, and even your sex life. Because yes, when the prostate is fine, everything else works better. Another point that many people ignore is the power of associated habits. Eating well is essential, but if you remain sedentary, sleep badly, live stressed, and don't drink enough water, the positive impact of food is limited. Chronic inflammation that leads to increased prostate is multifactorial. It is fed by a set of bad choices. So while you choose to eat better, also try to include small walks in your day, improve your hydration, and sleep better. Each small step counts. And no, you don't have to become a monk or an athlete. You just need to change. You just need to decide that your health comes before your momentary pleasure, before that excuse that it's just today, that a little piece doesn't hurt. Because a little piece a day is what brought you here, and it is just the opposite that will take you to a new place, where you feel good, wakes up with disposition, goes to the bathroom with relief, lives with more energy and confidence. If you have gotten here, it is because you are really committed to your health, and this is already a gigantic step. Few men have this awareness. Few men stop to listen to your body and find out. But you stopped. You are here, and now you know what you can do. Now you have the knowledge, the key. All that remains is to spin and open the door. And I assure you, on the other side there is much more quality of life, vitality, and freedom. By the way, I want to know about you. Do you usually eat sausages? That ham on bread, that sausage in the hot dog, that sausage on the barbecue? Do you think you can give up it for something healthier now that you know the impact it has on your prostate? Write here in the comments, "I will change for my health," or "I'm already changing my habits." Not only does this show your commitment, but also inspire other men who are watching this video and may still be in doubt. Sometimes a simple phrase of yours can arouse one's consciousness. It can help someone start. And this is how we create a stream of real transformation. If you got here, first I want to congratulate you. Few men go to the end when it comes to prostate health, so you are already a few steps ahead of the majority. This shows that you care, that you are committed to your health and want to live with more quality, energy, and confidence. Now I have 4 simple orders for you, which make all the difference to the growth of this channel and for more men to receive this kind of content. First, you already subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Here you will find videos with serious information without winding, about everything that involves prostate health, food, male habits, and prevention. Second, if you arrived until the end, comment below, "I arrived until the end and I will take care of my prostate." This shows me who is really engaged, helps YouTube understand that this video is relevant, and of course, encourages other men to take care of themselves. Third, leave your like, because this simple gesture helps this video reach more people and strengthens this content here inside the platform. And last but not least, watch the next video that is appearing here on the screen now. It is the perfect continuation of this theme, with more practical tips for you to apply in your daily life and further protect your male health. See you there.